Oh, gotta start the freaking chat
Hey folks, Pittman here. Did you know the Ramsey Show is one of the most popular podcasts in the world? It's your daily dose of advice on life and money. Check out all of our shows from the Ramsey Network wherever you listen to podcasts.
Alrighty, and after show beginning. How about that? Okay, I'll just put my links in the chat and listen to the Rachel Cruz song while I do that. Well, that's crazy. Okay, weird. I don't know why that's doing that. Let's see. Try to reload. That is weird. Must have been some internet issues today. Winston mentioning Target. I guess that's why we all love Rachel Cruz. Alrighty.
Right.
Uh-oh, skip frames. Maybe it'll be okay now. Let's go back. Make sure we're going here. Show number 247 today. Right. You guys ready to sing? Hopefully this will go okay. Get it so I can see that if there are any skip frames or anything. Okay. Listen for the drum taps. Like all plans, it starts with step 1. $1,000 emergency fund. Step 2, pay off all your debt. Except mortgage, we don't do that yet. Pay off your consumer debt. Every one of the charges, from smallest to largest. Baby step 3 is next. Full emergency fund of expenses. You stay gazelle intensive. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I host this after show. If you don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, then you should do Dave's baby steps. Now step 4 is when you can take a breath and go let's guzzle and invest. Step 5 is to save for your kids. No student loans at all for college. 6 is to pay off your home. Step 7, build your wealth and don't keep it all yourself. And you've lived like nobody else. Now you get to live large, and now you get to give large. His name is Dave Ramsey, and this is his plan. And I hope to meet him. I admire the man. I've messed up in my life, but these steps have made it right. That's why I coach, and why I coach this YouTube show. You don't like results you're getting now, you should do the baby steps. And if you want to have financial peace, you should do Dave's baby steps. Trumpet, take it home. Live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. Here we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat and the people in it. All things financial and whatever else I want to talk about. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. You can schedule a free consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That link is at the top of the chat and in the video description below. You can email me about anything, anything, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, including if you would like to sing the baby step song. You can do it live, or you can send a recording of yourself doing it. You can also reach me on Instagram, add me on the ground. Coach Steve Money, no spaces. And if you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, that's paypal.me/Coach Steve Money. All right. What up, Obs? Can't stay, so she'll see me tomorrow. What up, Sid? What up, Jess? Alrighty, move that there. This kind of thing, while you have an engineer or a mod or somebody. One day I'll have one. Wouldn't that be great if I can find a girlfriend that would love to just be an engineer for me on the YouTube? Wouldn't that be fun? Alrighty. Today's Ramsey Show hosts on an all-new show. We're Ken Coleman in the big chair, and he was in a nice, comfy, cozy sweater today. Host of the Ken Coleman Show. And of course, co-hosting with him was GK himself, George Camel with a K. And of course, that means it's more singing time. Yeah. Now, George hosts 3 podcasts. They don't cost a cent. Borrowed Future, Entree Leadership, and The Fine Print. Opened up YouTube, saw the thumbnail was camel. It's always fun with George on the panel. Ayo wears Asos, Deloney still wears flannel. No one does it better than our guy George Camel. Paid his house off. Camel with a K, y'all. Got a second dog, maybe an electric car. I don't know if he was. Some people say he was fronting about that. He was just messing around. I don't know. Market report. Alrighty, so as you can see, all these about the same, except the Russell Small Cap Index, the least amount down. All these 157, the most down here, negative 157%, 1.56% there, and 1.54%. So really the same. And let's look at the S&P 500, so you can see what happened. So all of a sudden, about 3 o'clock, people just started selling and selling and selling for the last hour. So I don't know if something happened. I saw something about pessimism on Ukraine situation. Maybe we'll run into something like that. Let's see. Is that the same one that I have? No, it's not. So let's try that. So no evidence. Excuse me. No evidence that Putin is pulling troops from around Kiev, Biden says, and so I think he was supposed to, or said he was gonna. Wall Street falls. S&P suffers biggest quarterly drop in 2 years. Excuse me. Consumer spending rose less than expected. Okay, well, that'll do it. Energy made its best quarter ever. But Bayou Power and Light did pretty well. Walgreens had bad earnings, and so they went down. As concerns persisted with the continuing conflict in Ukraine and its inflationary effect on prices and Federal Reserve's response. Optimism about a possible peace deal. Ukraine and Russia helped lift stocks early in the week. Hopes quickly evaporated, and Russia's President Vladimir Putin threatened on Thursday to halt contracts supplying Europe with a third of its gas unless they are paid in rubles, as Ukraine prepared for more attacks. All right, so that's why you got this, right? Okay, so back to, but everything fell at the end. All the indices did, as you can see. The Nasdaq did as well. The Dow, yeah, all that just died at the end. So maybe it'll come back again tomorrow. Maybe it'll come back up. Let's see, that was that one. What does this say? 200-point drop, led by losses by Walgreens. Intel shares went down as well. And what is, Walgreens, Boots Alliance. Is this, this is them. And so this is their stock, and not crazy. I mean, they opened lower this morning based on when was that supposed to come out? Oh, 7 o'clock this morning. Okay, so that was in time for it to open lower. Where is it? There we go. So it opened really low. This dotted line, horizontal line up at the top right here is the previous close. And so it opened lower and basically, didn't move crazy amounts. So, and here you can see the after hours trading is keeping about in that same average there. Or median, which they had fun talking about the difference between on the Ramsey show today. Just danced, excellent. I can't dance. Walgreens shares fall as Pandy demand slows and healthcare investments ramp up. Alrighty, so what else do we need to talk about here? Next week's earnings: Tilray, Costco. Get over there and buy stuff, AJ and Rachel. I think Rachel was at the Costco today or something like that. Somebody on her that follows her Insta said something about that. Constellation Brands, and then in 14 days, 2 weeks, JP Morgan Chase will be giving their earnings report. The most followed single stocks on the Google. It looks like the artist formerly known as Facebook, Meta Platforms Inc., down 2.41%. 1.5, that's rare for Tesla to be down or up less than 3% change. There, almost 2% down. Amazon, 2.02%. The Google, which is owned by Alphabet Inc., and the Apple at 1.78%. So that's all there for that. Let's see the rest of the planet. Probably about the same. Yep, all down in Europe, all down in Asia. Euro down against the dollar, US dollar. US dollar down against Japanese yen. The British pound, love, up against the US dollar, just by a hair though, as you can see. US dollar up against the Canadian dollar, sorry. And the US dollar up against the Australian dollar. Pals in crypto all down as well. And that's been happening lately. It was when they first started tracking it on here, it seemed like if the stocks were down, the virtual currency here, your digital currency, your Bitcoin and Ethereum and Cardano, XRP and Dogecoin would be up when the market was down even. But lately, when the market's down, these are down as well. So that may mean nothing. It may mean that more Wall Street types are investing in crypto and they're doing it at the same rate they're putting money into the market. So we'll see about that. House panel. This is from Washington Post. Sorry. House panel to grill USPS on plan to buy gas guzzling trucks. Oversight and Reform Committee will hold a hearing on the mail service's next generation delivery vehicles, which get 8.6 miles to the gallon. All right, well, and I don't know that that doesn't sound that good at all, and so I don't know if you factor that in to the extra cost of the electronic vehicles. I don't know if that would make that a no-brainer, if it would even out, or if it's still way cheaper to go gas guzzling. But anyway, so that's the USPS. They wanted to stay as solvent as they could, and so they opted to spend less money. So they have a contract to buy, I think 90% of the new vehicles gas, and then the other 10% electric vehicles. I do like the way it says gas guzzling instead of just gas using. So is it electric guzzling as well then? All right. What else we got? This from The Hill. Retirement bill passed the House. Do they have a? Yeah, Congress gives IRA perks to high earners in tax bill. So, retirement bill passed the House on Tuesday, delivers valuable breaks for wealthy taxpayers while papering over long-term revenue losses. Secure 2.0 Act, which is not yet slated for a vote in the Senate. Until it's set for a vote in the Senate, there's no possibility of it even happening or even being close to happening until that happens. Pushes back the age at which the government can start taxing retirement accounts from 72 to 75. So that provides high-income earners 3 years to defer tax payments and enjoy tax-free growth before you have those required minimum distributions. And so to make up for the loss of revenue, the plan uses what critics call an accounting trick, and that is to push the loss down the road. So, yeah, see, however, the change will add to the deficit unless a future Congress acts down the road on it to change it. But, of course, there's nothing to change now because there's no law, because it hasn't even been set to be voted on by the Senate yet. So, some of the things were good in it, but, as I've said when I first read about it, as you can see, like, the good stuff takes up like that much space on my screen there. But then when you read the whole bill, it'll be that thick when you get all the papers and start going through them. And a bunch of pork will be in there as per usual. They do need to start making laws that fit on an index card. Would be excellent. Then maybe they would read them too. All right, I thought this was interesting. This from Fox 8, and that is a Cleveland, apparently, station. It's not Columbus. What is our Fox station? I don't even know. There's the richest billionaires in Ohio list. I thought that was interesting. So let's go through them. We got Randolph, Nancy, and Norma Lerner. So I'm assuming one of them made the money and just is sharing it with the other ones. So, Nancy slightly better, as you can see, wealthiest in the world list right here. 62 to 60 and to 53 there. So it's like 1.1, but this is like going to be 1.1 and a little bit more, 1.1 and a little bit more than that. So, and they are banking and credit cards and banking. We got August Trundle, pharmaceutical services, 1.5 billion. Clayton Mathiel, maybe, $2.3 billion, and Brookville, Ohio, and pet food. All right, maybe he made Chewy or something like that. And 2, Denise York and family, residences Youngstown, Ohio, but they own the San Francisco 49ers of the NFL. Cool. And the richest, which is the 477th wealthiest in the world, is Les Wexner and family, and their net worth is $5.8 billion. And they live in Ritchie area of the suburb of Columbus called New Albany, and retail. And what retail, you ask? Lex Wexner has he started the Limited. And then he expanded to include Victoria's Secret, Abercrombie & Fitch, Express, and Bath and Body Works. He's also done. He's also donated to Ohio State. They have the Les Wexner Center for the Arts or something like that. I can't remember. But he does have at least one building named after him. All right, and I have my Roth IRA is in the Fidelity, and they were kind enough to send me email. They send email to me, like with a couple, like 3 or 4 things on it, like every day or 2 or something like that. And this was one of them: 5 questions to consider before filing your taxes. As you fill out if you haven't done that already, getting down to the wire there, I got 19 more days. As you fill out your 2021 return, double check these items. Definitely have your toddler check. They might come up with, they might say, you missed that deduction. Mommy, you missed that deduction. All right. Most filers expect a refund, so they should consider filing as soon as possible. Too late for that, but you can still make the deadline. You can make contributions to your investment accounts, certain retirement plans, up until the federal tax deadline. So for 2021, you can max that bad boy out still. You have, as I said, you have 19 days to do that. And you can max that bad boy out before you start contributing to 2022. And I think even if you've already changed and put at least in Fidelity, I know it would have the button there where up until tax day, up until it's not possible to do that anymore, when you say, okay, contribute that amount, and you have it come from your bank or wherever, it says what year do you want to put this under, and so you can choose 2021 up until tax day. I think through tax day to the night through midnight of tax day, perhaps. If you work from a different state than usual during 2021, you may need to take a careful look at your state taxes. That would be like if you worked for an out-of-state company and you did remote work and such. And a bunch of, I don't think all of them did it, but a bunch of companies changed to using your state taxes or their own. So it could be either way on that, I think. You can use your 2021 taxes as a guide for financial planning for the current year and the future. That's right. So if you got back, $3,000, you might want to change. You probably do want to change your withholding so that you have that $3,000 through the year, because you can do a lot better with it than the government can as an interest-free loan, which is basically what it is. When you get a return back, that means you've loaned the money interest-free to the government, and as we know, the government already do take a bite, don't she? Alrighty, let's see. Have you mailed all the contributions you can? Okay. Did you file your state taxes correctly? Boom, 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 boom. And basically that was the main thing about this year is because of all the remote work and companies changing what tax rate they used. Did you get advance payments of the 2021 child tax credit? So you have to notate that correctly on the forms. Have you accounted for all your income and deductions? So, yeah, anything like don't forget side hustles, etc., etc. And if you haven't had an extra kid, don't forget that deduction. Absolutely. Missing any 1099 forms, that kind of thing. And have you filed for an extension if you aren't going to file in time? So try to file on time, April 18th. But for most 2020 returns, if you can't for whatever reason, make sure you file for an extension. You do not want to get in trouble with the IRS. So that's a Dave thing there. Alrighty. Probably shouldn't say alrighty. Alrighty is probably just a little bit better than so probably shouldn't do that. Alrighty. 634. Let's do some Reddits.com/r/Dave Ramsey. Do. Speaking of, you know who was missing today, unless he was on another name, using a different name today? Ray Fusion was not there today. And he posts a lot on here, or had been. Okay. Life insurance for George K. Oh, this for an hour ago. Constructive criticism. Okay, this weekend. George, I know you read this and want to give some... Okay, just because George is on the Reddit and has said he's been on the Reddit, that doesn't mean he reads everything in the thing. So, I wouldn't think that's possible. So, let's see. I know you read this. I want to give some positive constructive criticism. Other than the fact you have to give your sales plug to Xander Insurance, as I get it, they pay Ramsey Solutions money to plug them. Assuming that someone can just cancel their whole life policy they've had for 15 years and get a term life policy is ludicrous. Yes, you can. You don't know how old they are or any medical issues they may have gotten in the last 20 years. I personally was denied 2 times by Xander as a broker, and I approve, and 2 other companies are expensive. Lucky I haven't paid in full whole life policy. Okay, well, I don't need to read any more of this. The instructions, and I know George said this today, the instructions are you get term life first, and even Dave has been through this. You get whole life first. Term life first, and then you cancel your whole life policy. Because yeah, some people are, if they're too old, if they have mitigating conditions, then they can't get other insurance. They can't get a term life policy, and so at that point, you would just keep your whole life policy. Because what can you do at that point? So you didn't listen. Was it Dad of 3, 1978? You didn't listen. And let's see if anybody picked up on that. Yeah, don't cancel your whole life policy until you have term in place. George said, first you get term in place and then you get that. So yeah, so they got him. Alrighty. Cool. Buying stock where you work to eventually own the company. Is this a thing? That's from Imaginary Guest 6459. I'm probably going to be horrible explaining this because I don't fully understand it, which is why I'm looking for some insight. My husband has been working for a company for about 5 years. To be more specific, he works at a branch, and there are branches all over the country. He's always said that once his boss retires, he is next in line to take over the company. Not the country. That's a different thing. 2 years ago, he bought a couple $1,000s of stock in his company, without my consent. Oh! That's not good. Yeah, okay. Even then, I knew nothing about his company stocks, and he also didn't know enough about it to explain it to me, so I thought it was a dumb idea. I said, no, he did it anyway. To be clear, my husband is horrible with money. He's absolutely shopaholic. He has no 401k or retirement. He has no investments anywhere else. I make a budget every year, but we've not been able to save any money for a year because he blows the budget every month by buying clothes for himself. I would let that happen probably about 2 times out of a year before I would give up on the budget, on making the budget even, and I would be in marriage counseling at that point. Because, you're not gonna, most people, it's difficult to have one person. It's so weird to do Dave's plan because it's not the norm. It's so weird to do his plan that having one person in a couple is, difficult. But to have 2 people that are totally on board is amazing. And so, I guess we probably should be surprised that it happens as much as it does. But yeah, so that's the difficult part there. Horrible with money, make budget. I'm not no investing genius either, but I do have retirement accounts, IRAs, and college funds for our kids. Well, that's way better than he is, obviously. All managed by my financial advisor. Because my dad died before we were married, so that's when I started working with a financial advisor with my dad's IRAs. All right. Anyway, husband is now saying that in order for him to take over the company, he has to own the company. He actually has to own it. He says that the way he has to do this is by buying 20 to 30K in stocks over the next 15 years so that he owns the majority of the shares. I don't even trust those numbers. I wouldn't either. But we can go with them for now. Also, we don't have 20 to 30K just lying around. I make about 80K a year. He makes 40 to 50K a year. We have a mortgage and 2 car payments. Without him even being able to clearly explain it to me, it sounds insane. I told him that no one can possibly expect me to agree to spend 30K on something without sitting both of us down and explaining every single detail to us. He thinks I am forcing him not to reach his wildest hopes and dreams if I don't blindly agree to it. Can someone explain this to me like I'm 5? That would be amazing. That means he can't just be left it. He has to buy it. He has to own it. So, but the thing I would have to ask about that is, now who owns the rest of these? Who owns the share? Who owns the company now? Is it the owner of the company? Does he have all these shares? If not, he could leave the company to you. So, and you could work that out if he wants you to have it. If he doesn't care, it is, you're going to do all that, and it's just a $50,000 a year job. You can get those anywhere. I mean, I know it's that's probably more than the average salary in the United States. $51,916. That's the average. The median was 34. So, yeah. So I don't know about that either. Let me see if anybody. Too much he and I, and not enough we. Right? Not a financial relationship. Absolutely. You aren't married to an adult. There's no taking over a company for 30K. Right? It depends on how much. If the company's only so you're taking a let's see, you had 30K. Is that including what was there already? Yeah, they don't make that much. So yeah, something definitely screwy with this. Yeah, and the seller wants him to pay 30K a year for company stock. Right. So yeah, I would definitely have to have all that looked into. She can probably have her investing professional even look into that for her. It might cost some money, but would be well worth it instead of just giving up that money. Alrighty. Let's see, baby step 4, 5, and 6 here. Melodic Coffee, regular contributor to the Dave Ramsey subreddit. Once again, Dave Ramsey subreddit not run by Ramsey Solutions. If you want somewhere run by Ramsey Solutions, the Ramsey Baby Steps community. And from what I recall, it wasn't much better than this as far as having so many dissenting opinions and, people not happy about, it's the same thing with the chat. People come in the chat specifically to disagree with Dave. And so people join that group, the Ramsey Baby Steps computer. They join that group just to, put the plan down and such and disagree with it. So that's crazy. That's crazy. I seek out something I enjoy and something I like and something I support rather than the opposite. Alrighty. So, joys of having a sinking fund, not be so I'm in the midst of moving. I have a sinking fund set aside for a few things that are outside of my budget, including most moving expenses. It is so great to have this fund to access when a moving expense comes up. Moving expenses are only going higher and needs to be... How often are you moving, lady? Moving expenses are only going higher and everyone needs to be paid right away. Having that sinking fund to access takes the stress out of it. I also don't need to panic about the time my old home is on the market. It takes so much stress out of it. A stressful event. I don't often see people discussing sinking funds on the sub, but they are a principal discussion point on Ramsey Plus and are a key part of staying out of debt for good. That's right. Keep your emergency fund. Baby step 3. for true unexpected emergencies like job loss or catastrophic medical event. Right, but the difference here that she might not be thinking about is that if you know you have a move coming, that is even, I mean, you can call it a sinking fund, and if you think you're going to have enough, you decide to put X amount to that, and you're pretty sure that's going to cover your move, that's fine. But I mean, as it gets closer to the move, you might have to pause the baby steps and just save up for the move. So that might be one thing she's not thinking of. Let's see. Does Dave recommend debt consolidation or HELOCs to pay off debt? No, he does not. Because one, you're just moving around the debt. It's the same amount of debt or more because you're paying fees to consolidate it. And the home equity line of credit is a no-go for any reason except to avoid foreclosure or bankruptcy. So yeah, 401k, taking money out of the 401k, taking money out of your house equity, that would be the only reasons to do that, not debt consolidation. You just pay it off. The idea is that you pay it off before you could realize any interest benefits by doing the consolidation. So when you start doing that, you consolidate it, then you think, oh, well, I've done something then, and you're not as gazelle intense as doing it ASAP. What's that, Sid? Next question. Oh, okay. I see. Sid doesn't want to talk about this anymore. Okay. So, yeah. 37 comments on that. I'm sure you got people, the little interest chasers, little interest chaser people, where they look at it. I mean, it came up on the Ramsey show today where people were talking about their interest, like chasing, sense of interest, and then George pointed out that, you're going to pay your house off quicker than 15 years anyway, so you're not even going to be paying all of that interest. And there were 2 calls today where the caller basically said, oh, that's a valid point. I hadn't considered that. Thank you. And so you normally don't get that. You normally get a lot of justification and such as to what they want to do, or they grudgingly say, oh, okay, I guess you're right. But that was interesting. I don't ever remember hearing anybody like being that, especially those exact words are, that's a valid point. I didn't consider that. So, yeah. Yeah, I thought, Sid, when you said no, he does not, I thought I messed up on something. That's why I was scared. All right. Want to get a credit card. We already did this one, didn't we? Scared to get a credit card. We want one. No credit score. We don't care about credit score. Because everyone says it's super important to have one. All right. So what kind of net worth are on these everyone people? The average net worth on everyone that says that is what? Exactly. No debt leverage, no credit card, no loans, except for the thread has been locked by moderators of David Ramsey. Look at that. They were like, that's enough of that crap. 26 comments on that. I wonder what happened. There you go. Look, put it in the big font too. I like that. Well, that's a mod that did that too. 10 hours ago. All right. I wonder why they locked it. Yes, I love Dave, but his no credit cards rule is because his program is designed for stupid people with spending problems. Me? My only addiction was choosing to go to law school. Yeah. So you're smart enough to handle them responsibly and with discipline. They always get you. That's why they have those big buildings. Alrighty, we did that one before. Alrighty. What was that? One moment, I'll be right back. Alrighty, sorry about that. The garage door was left open, not by me. Alright, so let's see, what are we doing tonight? Nice Thursday night. I might play a game there. I still need to get my PlayStation network password changed because I can't remember what it was before. So, and I have my freaking email. That's how long I've had that account. My freaking email that's associated with as AOL, and I sent the request for the password change, and AOL still doesn't have it. So I'm gonna have to change that too. Alrighty. But I might play a game tonight. But Wednesdays and Saturdays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's the scheduled times for Old Man Video Gamings. Excuse me. But I might do one tonight as well. Monday through Fridays, this show, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Ramsey Show, Aftershow show. Mondays, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tech Support with Coach D Money, where I do the same thing I just did on the Dave Ramsey subreddit. I go to Tech Support subreddit and answer questions based on my 25 plus years of PC teching. Wednesday's no set time. This week it was 7 a.m. on Wednesday. The Curse of Oak Island no cap recap. Yeah, like I said, I do different. I do bonus Old Man Video Gamings quite a bit. Actually, because most of the games I play, I figure, well, I'm playing them, might as well stream them. Maybe somebody will watch it. Yep. Alrighty, so plugs again. You can schedule a free financial coaching consultation / assessment with me at calendly.com / Coach Steve Money. The link is at the top of the chat and in the video description below. And you can click this link right here on the right side of my YouTube banner. And you can do that if you have money problems or if you don't have money problems, but you just want to make sure that you're on the right track. Never hurts. Never hurts. PayPal, that would be the donation link right there, and that is paypal.me, as like in you and me, you and me, and all of the people. Okay. paypal.me / Coach Steve Money, and you can send me money. Let's see. Instagram is Coach Steve Money, no spaces. The best thing you can do for me though is to subscribe And got 398 subscribers, so we picked up a couple in the past few days. And appreciate that muchly. Thank you so much. That's the best way you can help out, because that gets me closer to 1,000 subscribers. And 1,000 subscribers, then I can get a few dollars from YouTube, just from people watching. I mean, it's not, it's not going to be crazy amounts, but maybe $20 a month, at least to start out. Yep. So to do everything. Email coachstmoney@gmail.com. And if you have any questions about the Ramsey show or the after show, about anything I do with the after show, about how I make it or anything like that, I'll be more than happy to help you with any kind of things you have in that nature. Any questions you have in like streaming or anything like that, I don't mind spending a couple minutes. Oak Island, if you have any thoughts about that. Video gaming, computer stuff, as I've said. And I even help possible trolls with that as well. So there you go. The music section has got 2 songs by my favorite band called Thrill Cat, and that was from the year of our Lord 1993. Recorded in Virginia. Water and World is my favorite song ever, still, even over like Billie Eilish songs and stuff like that. My daughter loves Billie Eilish, and my son did not appreciate it recently on a hour drive where she was blasting it. He's not into it. But the John Deloney song and me reacting to John Deloney's reaction to the John Deloney song is on there, and the Rachel Cruz song just added a month ago. I have a highlight section as well, and 2 shorts on there so far, and I'm gonna put more of those up because the kids love it. The kids love the 30 seconds or less videos because that's all their ADHD has time for. I mean, I get it. I watch a bunch of stuff on YouTube myself. And like here in the past couple years, I've been like, a 2-hour movie. And I'm like, oh, do I want to do that? Or do I just want to watch like a 30-minute show or something? Or just watch videos on YouTube. And most of the time end up on the YouTube. But every once in a while, I mean once I get to if I go to a movie theater, and I bought the ticket, I can commit to it and watch it. I did 3 hours for the Batman, no problem. And of course, if it's a movie that I really wanted to see, no problem as well. But if it's like one that could go either way, it's like, giving up that 2 hours is rough. All right, I think I was done with everything. How do we end it, Sid? Oh, that's right. Make smart financial decisions every day.